Bienvenida and welcome to another episode of Spirit of Avalor with your host Lauren
and Becca.
And today we are reviewing EOA S2E 23. Oh geez, no, 22. Not Without My Magic, which aired on March 23rd of this year. And so, before we get started, we do have some news. Luna's Big Leap airs on the 27th of this month.
Yes.
It was put up early in Spain, so some have already seen it already. So, and from what we can gather, it is a Jacqueline-centered episode.
Yep.
So, and the song is amazing. We've already heard it.
Yes, the song is amazing.
Yvette Nicole Brown just belts her heart out, and you are amazing and awesome.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, so that's airing this next week, and then the one we are most looking forward to is airing in June sometime. Naomi Knows Best.
Yes. So excited for that one.
I know.
Oh my god.
Yep. And we haven't been excited for an episode since Not Without My Magic, so.
Yeah.
And well, actually, no, we haven't been excited for an episode proper since Two Left Fins. And we weren't disappointed by that. And then we weren't disappointed by Not Without My Magic either, because it was awesome. It lacked a few things, but not so much that it didn't get like an 8 out of 10 from us, so.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So, and then as for other Elena stuff, we're not really sure what's going on, just because sadly she hasn't been renewed for season 4 yet. We're praying and hoping she does get renewed.
I know. It seems like all the other shows have.
And it's like Disney just doesn't care.
I know.
And I don't care who hears this, actually, at this point. So, no. And who disagrees with us. It has nothing to do with Craig. We respect him. Craig, you know how much we like you and you are awesome, so it has nothing to do with you or the crew or anyone like that. You guys are amazing.
No,
It's just they're not respecting your elder daughter, and they need to.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, it's Disney.
Yeah, you guys work hard, and they're not giving you the credit that you deserve, or even, you know, treating her the way they should be. They were at first, but then it's like, now,
they were for the first, like, wouldn't you say year, maybe?
Year and a half.
Year and a half, yeah, yeah. You know, and then, you know, when season 2, when they moved her to Disney Junior and took her off Disney Channel, you know, they stopped doing promotions, you know, like, except for special things. I think the last full promotion that we saw that was not for special stuff
was No Place Like Home.
Was No Place Like Home. Well, that was considered a special Navidad episode.
Right.
I mean, like, you know, just a regular.
Yeah.
That compilation of.
Yeah.
That promo with Rise of the Sorceress and Shapeshifters and like,
no, that got its own. No, all three of those got their own promos. It was after. That. So it was Tale of Two Scepters, Class Act, family, All Kingdoms Fair. There we go. I was going to say All Family Fair. All Kingdoms Fair.
Yeah, it was those. Thank you. But that's it. That's the last promos that we've gotten. It's been months. And then this whole once a month deal.
I know. Now that, like I said, all this shade that we're throwing is at Disney, the company. It has nothing to do with our awesome, the awesome creator and, you know, for all intents and purposes, Elena's papa.
Yeah. Because they work so hard and they to have their show marketed better.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh, yeah. They do. That should include, like, promos, a clip.
And not just when famous people are on the show, either.
Releasing like more songs, especially a full soundtrack, if not a EP would be fine. Just do it. You know?
Yeah.
Just give us all the songs from Song de Sirenas. You know, the song from Naima Knows Best.
Yep.
Even the song from Luna's Big Leap. That song was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. Oh my gosh.
And oh my gosh, Migs and Skylar as backup dancers. That was funny.
Little Cobb.
I know, Ryo.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, our Rolo, he was so cute.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Who we thought was us today until we were proven wrong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And he was in the song.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And Elena was holding him, I think.
No, she wasn't.
Oh, I don't know, because you said you're so cute, so I thought she was holding him.
It was Luna that's holding him.
Oh, right, yeah. But,
yeah.
Oh my god. Cuteness overload.
Yes.
Which is just getting me even more excited for Father in Chief.
I know.
Which we can talk about freely, because everyone knows about that by now.
Yeah.
The song's gonna be awesome. The Jacqueline-centric stuff is not gonna bother me because it is the Cubs, and I love the Cubs, and especially Estrella, and I love Migs, so Migs and Luna are my two favorite adult Jacquelines.
Yeah.
So, but before we go any further into Avalor, can we kind of take a detour to Corona?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Before I go any further, this will be a spoilery discussion, or tangent, if you will. So.
Yeah. So if you have not seen
Destiny's
the finale for Tangled, fast forward this part.
Yeah. You need to give us at least 10-15 minutes. Yeah. So, starting now. Okay, so the big thing. Cass. Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously. Yes. You know, everyone and their mother and sister and uncle are talking about this on Tumblr, on Twitter, on whatever else they have out there nowadays. Yeah. And somebody on Tumblr came up with a really good theory about why Cass did what she did, which is steal the Moonstone and pretty much, you know, put everyone in danger and want to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Two things. Or actually 3 reasons. One, of whatever she saw behind that door before she came back out.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that Zantiri either possessed her or is mind controlling her.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Because her friendship with Rapunzel is too strong. Despite, you know, their personality differences, for her to just turn on her like that.
Yeah, like, like, I mean, I know they were having, you know, some issues in previous episodes, but, like, that was just you know, their friendship was a little bit strained, but not so much so that she would do this.
No.
You know.
And just a little side note, Rapunzel's gonna make a great mama.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, when she grabbed that stone and thrusted it into her chest, I was like, okay, whoa.
I know, and I didn't know what was going on when we were watching it. I just saw her grab it, and then there was all these flashing lights.
Yeah, and I'm glad you turned away, hopefully, because I didn't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, I did. Glad that was, that we got what was going on.
Okay.
Someone.
I want to do a shout out with that someone. Muchas gracias, Isaac Watso Video, I think. I'm so sorry if I'm messing up your YouTube channel title, but we love your videos. They're incredible. Yes. I stayed up to 2 o'clock in the morning last night not being able to sleep because of a lot of rough things that happened this week, watching your videos. And they brought me great comfort and made me laugh, so thank you so much for that. And I know you like them too, Miel.
Yeah, I do. And thank you for the,
awesome description.
Awesome description, because we are both blind, and, well, I have a little bit of sight, but, so thank you for describing that ending, because we had no idea what was going on.
Look, I had a feeling she had changed somehow, but I obviously didn't have the visuals, so I didn't know how much she had changed. But that, oh, sorry, go ahead.
From what I could tell, you mean like appearance-wise, or like, when she grabbed the stone, right before she says, be careful who you trust, her hair, like, well,
turned green. Yeah.
That in the video, it turned like a...
Yeah, I know now. Yeah.
Greenish color, I think, or blue?
Yeah, and her whole figure just changed.
Yeah, see, I could only see the hair. I couldn't see anything else because of the lights. So, we're not going to do a lot of Rapunzel reviews on this podcast, but we will do that one. Yeah.
But you guys need to wait till after season 2 of Elena is done.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of try and do a few Rapunzel episodes here and there.
Yeah.
I'll obviously finish season 1 of Elena, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my goodness. From the fact that Eugene finally figures out that his father is actually alive and has been trying to help him.
I know. Yeah.
I love Rapunzel. I love Raps's reaction when he's like, I can't let you do this, son. And she's like, son? What?
I know. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know, right?
And like Pascal's probably like, I've been, get with it. I've known that, I've been here for a while. But yeah, I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
We do highly recommend Isaac's videos because they are awesome. They will keep you guessing. They will give you new story ideas. They will have you think of things in a different way.
Yes.
And he's done a lot.
Yeah.
Of videos on Rapunzel.
Like, he had that video for the finale up, like, day after the finale. Okay.
Well, technically, I think it was like a few hours after.
Yeah.
But yeah, he concentrates.
It's 7 in the morning. Yeah,
but we don't know what time zone he's in or anything like that. But he has a lot of videos up, especially videos on Cassandra. Like, excuse me, I'm so sorry, everyone. She seems like to be his, like, favorite character to analyze.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining.
No. Me either. No, she's awesome. And she's very even now, she's still very mysterious.
Oh, yeah.
We still don't know a lot about her. We know a little bit about her past.
Yeah.
That she was adopted, but that's it.
And I still believe what I just said about, well, Gothel possibly being her mother.
I know. Me too. Because it makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And so those of you guys don't get confused, go check out his video about that, because it is awesome. And it makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does.
So, yeah, his videos are just amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was watching one last night that had to do with Hocus Pocus, and as everyone knows out there, and you know, Becca, that's like my favorite Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Like, next to Halloween Town 1 and 2. So, he was analyzing, spoiler alert for all those of you who have not read the awesome Hocus Pocus novelization and the sequel in one book, Elizabeth Sanderson, and who I love, by the way. She's like my new favorite character in that book.
Yeah.
So, but, and besides Isabella, actually, I like her too. But for those of you who have not read that book, go out, get it, download it, borrow it, whatever you have to do, because that book is amazing. It not only expands upon the first movie in places where you didn't think you need expansion, but the sequel, oh my gosh, it is amazing.
Cool. I need to read it.
And you can hear everyone. Even new characters. Like, I could even pick out, like, I even had voices in my head for the new characters.
Yeah.
The one thing about that was a little jarring for me, but turned out to be the funniest point in the whole book. Like I said, still spoilers, you guys. Was the use of technology, because we went from the 90s where we had it. You know, we had technology, but then, you know, we didn't use as much as we do now. But then in the sequel, everyone's using Snapchat, Instagram, and they weren't coded. Like, they weren't called anything else.
Yeah.
And the funniest part for me, though, that turned, like I said, turned to be one of my favorite aspects in the whole book, is when the sisters are trying to find a really powerful magical object, and they haven't had success. So they hop in an Uber. This is actually really funny. And so, and they get taken to, you know, where Winnie thinks this thing is, Winifred, and it's not there, but they find an iPhone. And trust me, I'll be laughing at this. And Winnie's like, "God, found this thing. Tell me where the moonstone is." And like, you know, Sarah comes back and she's like, "I can't do that." And she's like, "Nobody ever disobeys me. Tell me where the moonstone is." And she's like, "I need more information." And like, she gives it to Mary and she starts trying to play games on it. But then they actually use it for a really evil purpose. And this is creepy because, well, technology can be used this way if you're not careful.
Yeah.
They use it to broadcast Sarah. If you remember from the first movie, what she can do. And she sings. And
yeah.
So they use it to broadcast not only her singing that comes through people's phones when they pick up the phone, thinking it's somebody else, but they also broadcast this message about Winnie using the citizens of Salem to help her find the moonstone. It's just like, I was like, whoa, talk about taking from what could possibly be happening in like years from now.
Yeah, I know.
And in your book, Meow.
I know. You just gave me an idea.
But I just found that whole iPhone introduction for them hilarious. And especially Sarah, and she's like, oh, can we call boys on this thing? And she starts scrolling through the contacts. But, I mean, it's such a good, they're both awesome stories. They really are. And they don't miss a beat. I mean, for those out there who love the first movie as much as I do, you're not going to be disappointed with the sequel. Yeah, they modernize it because they have to, but other than that, it's just amazing. You feel right back in Salem where we first met the Dennisons and met Thackeray, who is in the second book, by the way. He and Emily both are in the second book, and she is adorable, ghost or not. I mean, she's so sweet. Oh my gosh. And yes, they are called upon to help Max's daughter. And I'll just give a summary really quickly, and then we'll jump back to Avalor so Becca doesn't hang up on me. No, I'm kidding. I was just kidding. So basically, on Halloween, Max and Allison's daughter, Poppy, don't ask me why she's named that. Don't know. I mean, I kind of have an idea. I know where they got that from, but it still sounds kind of weird for a girl. Anyway, she and her two best friends, and one turns out to be a love interest. I love it, I love it, I love it! And I just hope they keep it for when, if they ever turn into a decom, I hope Disney, or whatever, allows them to keep this the way it is. Her name's Isabella, and she's so sweet. So, anyway, they pretty much are bored at their mother and dad's Halloween party. And they go to crash the Sanderson house, where they find a spirit board. So, they think, obviously, you know, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus, but obviously, as we know, Winifred and her sisters, especially Winifred, you know, doesn't play games. They actually accidentally are tricked into reciting a spell that sends Danny, Max, and Allison to hell, and so that the witches can resurrect, you know, their relatives and all that. It switches for a while. And that's why they have to find the moonstone before the sun comes up, kind of like what happened in the first one with them turning to stone. So, it's really good. It's a really, really good book. And you feel the suspense, you feel, and it not only, you know, I mean, yes, there's romance, because obviously Poppy and Isabella, but she wants to save her because, you know, she's her friend. You know, first and foremost. And yes, there is an animal in this. Isabella gets turned into a terrier. She gets turned into a dog. And so that's kind of cute. And I mean that because animals are cute, so. And the whole book is just oh my gosh, it's so, so good. And there's some surprises I'm not going to reveal, obviously. Go get it, read it. And if I had to give it a star count or a rating, I would give it a 10 out of 10 because nothing was disappointing in that book. It was just awesome. So, we're going back to Avalor Mail. I'm so sorry, but hey, just think of it as my 5-minute book review.
Yep. Okay.
And for those of you out there who to like 10 and under who shouldn't, well, who may not be able to listen to this, I was not actually swearing. I was being, well, realistic when I said, you know. So, I wasn't swearing, so just so you guys know. Anyway, alright. So, let's get back to Avalor. So, overall, before you saw Not With High Magic, what did you think? What were your initial thoughts for the episode?
I was expecting this creature to basically start fires in Avalor and have Issa in danger and have Elena have to save her again. But this time without her scepter.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, basically, I was expecting a whole other episode than what we got. I mean, what we got was amazing.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but I was expecting something a little more, I guess.
Yeah, I was too, actually. I was actually expecting most of what you just said, so. And I wasn't totally disappointed like I was with Moving On Up and one other episode, you know, that we'll cover next week.
Yeah.
But if I had to see my rating now, I would say probably an 8 out of 10, which isn't bad, obviously.
No.
But there were some things, and we'll get to them in a couple minutes, that I wish would have been in it. Or modified a little bit. And I thought the Anji mom would have been a lot more terrifying and threatening than he was, or it was.
Me too. That's why her rating needs to be changed.
It does. And sorry, you guys, I know we say this all the time, and you're probably tired of hearing it, but sorry. It does need to be changed to Y7. They can do a lot more.
They could do so much more. They could have creatures that are actually, you know, scary.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this creature was not... I mean...
He was annoying.
He was, yeah. He was annoying. He wasn't scary. He was annoying. But yes, he started fires. That was, like, the only thing that was kind of scary about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that was one of the things that was disappointing, you know. Even though I did give it an 8 out of 10, you know, because I liked the heart, and you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, and, I mean, I like Vistria. Vistria is beautiful. It's just, it's harder to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Visually.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just so much around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Roger just gave his opinion.
Aww.
Really, I was walking over here to get a drink, and I think he thought I was going to give him something. And then he heard you, which got me even more excited.
Aww. Are you giving your opinion, Raja?
Yep. There's your fitted cameo, everyone.
Yep.
But go ahead, Meow. I'll be right over.
So, you know, while I liked it, and I liked Elena's part in the song,
Mm-hmm.
because Amy belted her heart out in that song. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
That was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she held some of those notes. I mean, I listened to the song again, and I counted that last little bit of the song, like the last word that she pulled it out. She held that last note for like 17 seconds.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, you know, it was
Amy.
Yeah, I know. She's amazing.
The only thing I regret is that you didn't have the song to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. But...
No offense to Carlos Arrozaraki. You were awesome and you can sing.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with that. You are amazing. We just felt the song should have been given to Elena completely, with Skylar still chiming in, you know, but verbally.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and I was just expecting a little more, you know.
Should I? No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. No, Raja, I'm not playing the song. You're getting all excited for no reason. Yes, a little tangent for a minute or two. My kitty has a favorite Elena song. Unfortunately, it's one I don't like.
Yeah.
A little bit more. And again, nothing against Chrissy Fit. You are amazing. You have talent. You are gifted. You use those gifts well. Just wasn't a favorite song. But Raja loves it. So much so that when I'm listening to I've Got It Down or Make Them Proud, especially on my laptop so he can reach that easier, he'll jump up and change it to a little bit more and start running around the house and yelling.
Oh my gosh. So those are my thoughts.
Oh yeah, so I agree with almost everything you said, Miel, because I was honestly hoping for the same thing you were. I mean, I liked it as we go through it. Chronologically, you'll see what parts I really enjoyed, and we will jump off the verbatim scene train and talk about a lot of this stuff because it was really good.
Yeah.
So you guys will see that we're not going to sit here complaining for those of you who think that's all we do.
No.
Just please do us a favor if that's really the way you feel, and that's okay. I mean, it hurts, but it's still okay because everyone's entitled to their opinion. Just don't listen.
Yeah.
Because that'll save us headaches and save you wasting time writing hurtful things that really should not be written. Life's too short.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
I mean, this is just our opinion, and all this stuff, I mean, everybody has their favorites. And this is just some stuff that we would have liked to see. But that doesn't mean we didn't like the episode. We loved it.
I've seen it 7 times, so.
Yeah.
Or 6, actually.
4 times. So,
now I have That's Not Who I Am stuck in my head. Shout out to Darcy Rose Burns. You are incredible. We would love to speak with you. Amber's one of my favorite my first favorite character in Sophia, so. And we both love That's Not Who I Am. I cried the first time I heard it. I mean, you know that because I tweeted at you and stuff, but it just really spoke to me and then broke my heart.
Oh yeah, I cried when I first heard it as well. It was amazing.
Oh yeah. And it just exemplified, and I probably should go back to the review, I'm sorry. But it just exemplified why I love Amber. Like, why Sophia is not my favorite character by any means, actually. I like her. She's fine. She's fine. But I like the more complex characters, the one that have work to do.
Yeah, yeah. And can grow and learn and change and...
Oh, yeah. And Amber did that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So... Okay, so... Like I said, for Not With My Magic, your thoughts are pretty much mine for the most part. I'm not, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, yeah.
And...
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I actually would have liked to see, and I'll talk more about this when we get into the episode and talk about Vestia and Cruz, the doofus. I'm not that smart. That was awesome.
That's so funny.
Shout out to Mario Lopez. You are amazing.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
We would love to speak with you about Elena and obviously Saved by the Bell, because we both grew up with that. And so is Gia. She is incredible. We love Asareya. She is our favorite cub. So, and we are so excited for Father in Chief. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
We probably listened to the sample of Chief Daddy like 100 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, so why don't we just dive into this?
Okay, yeah.
Raja, I love you. You're not getting anything. And for those of you who heard chewing, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to be quiet about it, but I'm eating dinner while we're working, so. Okay, so. We start off, and Actually, no. First we get it previously.
Yes.
And we go back to my favorite kingdom, or our favorite kingdom, second, you know. I'll be honest and say, actually, Coronado comes first for me, then Avalor.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Coronado, because it shows Song de Serenas, it shows Tides of Change, a little bit about Capitan, I think. But, in short, it just shows every time that Elena's scepter is messed up since she killed Shariki.
Yeah.
And, you know, why, obviously, you know.
Well, it shows the moment that her scepter, that Shariki blasts her scepter.
Yes, it does. And then it shows other stuff.
Which I finally figured out when that is, and it's, you know, the final battle, if you will. I thought it was earlier this whole time, but then I saw the previously for Not Without My Magic, and I was like, oh, that's where her scepter gets blasted. Okay, I got it now, you know. So, yeah, it's a little side note. We both can't wait until Song of the Sirenas is available in audio descriptive.
Yes. Yes, so anything we may have messed up on in those two reviews when we actually post them, which we will do, I just need to figure out a split it because it's 3 hours.
Yeah.
We're sorry in advance. We know the crew and cast will understand, even if some other people out there don't, but that's their issue. So, you know, we've known from the beginning of this podcast, we both are very real and authentic about our disability. So, you know, just take it as you will. And speaking of that, if you hear my screen reader, I'm actually going to turn it down.
NVDA
so it's not blasting,
Settings,
but I can still hear it to actually be able to do this.
NVDA.
Yeah, I can't hear it, but
I know, but they'll be able to.
Inflect volume automatic volume 15 up 32 31 13 4 6 8 9 20 Disney stuff work.
Alright. So, okay, so pretty much we started Avalor Castle, Palace, whatever. She calls it a palace, sometimes a castle, but it's one of the two. Anyway. Where our girl lives. That's all you need to know. And she is trying to practice with her scepter, but it messes up.
Yeah.
At the spelling error of the palace, Elena is worried about the damage to the scepter of light when it was hit by. Spelling error which is not by a during their battle in Nuva Vista, knowing that it was the only thing that allowed.
She's worried about it because it's been messing up, and she is worried about someone else invading and her not being able to protect her people. And let me just stop right here and say, I just want to hug her.
I know. You could hear the fear in her voice.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I mean, you could hear it. Like, Amy did an amazing job.
She did.
Like, you could just hear you could hear the panic.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and, like, I applaud Craig and the team for, you know, I know it wasn't, like, you know, it's very subtle, you know, her panic, but it was there.
Oh, yeah. And, I mean, that just goes to show you how talented Amy is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then, she asked the most dangerous question she could. She asked Mateo if he could fix her scepter.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, Mija, if he fixes your scepter, you're going to have more problems than you started with.
You know, I mean, he's getting a handle on this magic thing, but...
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's still learning, and, you know, something like a scepter...
Yeah, he even says, you know, 1,000-year-old Maruvian artifact I can't fix.
Yeah.
And then he gives her the idea to go to Via Strea, and I am so happy that he did not go with her. I was just so...
Yeah, I know a lot of
relieved.
people will disagree with that, but...
Which is fine. You know. But I was just so relieved that he did not go.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I would have been happy if Naomi had gone.
I know! Me too!
But, you know,
course,
I mean, she was...
Of course, after what happened in Race for the Realm,
yeah.
I'm not thinking Naomi wants to go to Via Strea anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping they cover that. I'm really hoping it's not swept under the rug, that I really want them to address that.
I know. She nearly died.
Yeah. So, and we know Jillian can do it. I mean, I will clarify that. Sorry, Jillian, that is not what I meant. We want you on the podcast. We love you. You are amazing. The times I got to speak with you were really, really incredible. But what I meant by that was that you could pull that performance off. If now you were to have like a nightmare or a flash, you could do it. You would be amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is honestly what I meant. I know that's what it sounded like something else because I wasn't clarifying, but that's what I meant. So. Just Ben?
Yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. Alright, so, you know, Mateo actually gives her a smart answer and is like, no, I can't, you know, fix it. Go to, you know, you should go to, go to Via Strea. No, I'm just kidding. And all you Mateo lovers out there, don't come at us with pitchforks and really mean comments because I was just joking. So, anyway, so he, you know, admits that he can't do it, which I was actually happy about.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so, so she leaves for Via Strea, and she pretty much tries to,
Elena asks Mateo to try and...
Sorry. Okay, so then, or before we move on, anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, so then we have our first look at the Via Strea King's Guard, which will not be our last look. They'll be back.
Yep.
In Luna's Big Leap. Mm-hmm. So, because what she's trying to do is get on the King's Guard. Anyway, so, they're chasing Cruz and Vestia through Via Strea because they have come back seeking for forgiveness, and they basically trap them in a cave trying to get out themselves. And let me just stop right here and say I love Vestia. Like, I have a headcanon for her, which I won't go in right now, but that'll be for next week's episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, because we should really do a headcanon episode. That way everyone knows what we like, what we prefer, so we don't get any more hate mail because we prefer to go off on our own little tangent sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and not only that, but it'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we're gonna probably spend an hour and a half just on Marisa alone.
I know.
And Marcel.
And Naomi.
Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. So anyway, okay, so, yeah, so they want to, seek forgiveness, and so they trap the guard, or a few of them, in a cave, and they watch as Elena and Skylar enter Via Strea and go, ooh, excuse me, go towards Kita Moss's his hideout. Jeez, he's not a villain. Well, then again, who knows, Craig? I'm kidding. His domain there. And so Vashtia gets a bright idea that they will talk to Elena and tell her that they've turned over a new leaf. And Cruz is like, have we? And she's like, that's what we'll do it if we have to. If that's what it takes. And so I like when she first proposes the idea, how, like, soft and remorseful she sounds. Like, she really wants to do it.
Yeah.
And it's only when he kind of pushes her that she becomes kind of aggressive.
Yeah.
So they've, because Cruz, suggests attacking her, and Vashtia's like, no, it didn't work out in the past like that. We can just go and talk to her. Oh, excuse me. So basically they go to do that, but then they see them go to Kitamal, so they spy on them. So before we go any further, anything you liked about this? Anything you want to add?
I found it funny when I can't remember which one of them said this, but when they get trapped in the cave,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's Cruz. He's like, "How are we gonna get out?" And Vestia's like, "Well, why don't we start moving the smaller rocks first?"
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it's just it's just funny because it's like, well, duh.
Yeah, and I can totally imagine her raising her eyebrows, like, really? And it kind of leads into something in what Cruz says in the middle of the episode. We'll get there, but it's just hilarious. Oh my god.
Elena decides to trap Carla. Skylar enters. Forgiveness and hope that meanwhile, Carla is enjoying.
Okay, so then we end up going, well, before we go to the Delgados, I really liked, like I said, I really do like Vashtia. I want her, I'm glad they got a second chance. We'll get more in that later, but I have, like I said, I'll share my headcanon next week with her and all that. But, okay, so then we go to the Delgado's house, or cabin, whatever you want to call it, and we pretty much see that Carla is happy to have her entire familia, together again, which is really, actually really sweet to see.
Yeah.
Like, I have no snark about her at this point. Like, I really, I really kind of feel for her.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like the calm before the storm, like when you have divorced parents, you have parents that are going to split up eventually, that they're trying to stay together for the kids. But in this case, that's not what they're doing. But, they're trying to hide the fact that they're fighting from her. And, well, that's kind of, nice in its own way. It is going to backfire, and she's not a little girl.
Right, yeah, yeah.
So, I have a feeling she's going to have to choose a side. And I have a feeling she's going to choose Victor.
Yeah. Because he was there for her.
Oh, yeah.
He raised her.
He carried her through the snow.
Yeah, he did.
And for those of you who accuse us of not talking about that on Snowplays.com, go back and listen to the whole thing. We devote, 7 minutes to it, I think.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so Victor is making soup, this is what the script that got leaked onto Twitter was all about.
Yeah.
Because he's making soup, and as he's counting off the years they waited for Ash to return, he's throwing things into the pot.
Yeah. You can hear the water splash. Mm-hmm. But I couldn't tell what he was throwing in there.
It's Comida.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and we both appreciate the sound cues, who's ever responsible for that one.
Yes.
Because that definitely clued us in and helped us to, to know what was going on. So, so Victor, accuses Ash of holding out on them, that she promised she'd be back, and that she left him to raise their daughter alone, which I gotta say, this is realistic stuff. I mean, I applaud Craig and everyone for going there and not letting Disney Jr. push them around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is Disney Channel material.
Yes.
Right?
It is. And I'm not saying younger kids shouldn't understand some of the, you know what I mean? Or wouldn't relate to it if they were, I get that. But this is for 10 up. This is not for 5-year-olds. And that's why this is why it really needs to be taken off of Disney Junior, put back on Disney Channel, and given a Y7. If not a G.
Yeah.
We'll be happy with Y7 until season 4, which hopefully we're getting.
Yes.
So he accuses her. So, she explained that training to be a Malvago took longer than she expected, and that he was the one to hold on to her because they were supposed to wait to become Malvagos.
Yeah.
So, and if I'm throwing this all in the same scene, it's split. Please don't comment on that because it's a visual thing, so just be happy you're getting all this stuff. So, and I'm not trying to mean all you guys out there. We really appreciate you listening, and you're awesome. It's just that I know there are certain people out there that are more picky than they need to be without taking into consideration that we can't see what's on that screen, or at least I can't. And this was not an audio description. It's slowly coming back, but it's going to take them a while to do the backlog, so.
Yeah.
So Victor asked Carla to go get some cilantro from the garden. I love how they have a garden outside their house. Like, I really, really like that.
I know, but and from what I could tell, their house is kind of like hidden in the woods, because they're technically still in hiding.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, Carla went outside, to the garden, but they're still hidden enough that I think, she wouldn't have been spotted.
No, definitely not. So she leaves, and but she says, "I'm glad to have the family back together again." So then she leaves, and obviously we see Ash's expression change. And when I say that I didn't see this. I'm just using that expression.
I could kind of tell that it did. I mean,
Yeah, and she, this is when they start fighting and all,
yeah.
And,
Spelling error Malvago
so,
training, and Ash with her husband for raising Carla without her support. However, make amends when Victor reveals.
So basically, they're sniping each other. Yes, I said sniping. I'm not apologizing for it. And they pretty much, are going at it until Carla comes back in and is like, I got the cilantro, and she sees that Ash is pretty much crushing Victor's hand. I'm not sure which one. And she's like, Papa, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm good. And she leaves. And so, pretty much what stops Ash's wrath is when Victor reveals that he has the jewel from the Scepter of Night.
Yeah.
And so, she's like, do you know what we could do with this? How powerful I could become, and he's like, don't you mean we? And she's like, oh, yes, we. And I was like, okay, I'm going to stop right here with the narrating, and we're going to talk about this woman, because she scares the crap out of me, and no one has scared me like that since Azula on Avatar.
Yeah.
Who would kill you where you stood for no reason.
That we're talking about takes place over a period of 3 scenes or 4 scenes.
Yeah.
This is not all in one.
No.
But yeah, she scares me too, and she is, Shariki was tame compared to this woman, because without a wand or a scepter, Shariki was pretty much powerless. But Ash, man.
No, seriously, she was. I'll be right there. I'm just getting my drink. And I'm not sharing it with you, bud, so don't even think about it. I do love you, but it's not for you. And you can't go to Georgia through the computer.
No.
I love you, Raja. Yeah. But, yeah, I know. I mean, anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, back to Ash. She scares. And speaking of Azula from Avatar, Ash is voiced by the same voiceover actress, Grey Delisle, or Grey Griffin as she's now called.
That is awesome.
And shout out to you, Miss Griffin, because you are amazing. I've been listening to you since like 2004, maybe? Because I know that you played Azula, and what's really baffling, what really floors me, and just is really just out there, is that she not only voiced Azula, she voiced Emily Elizabeth on Clifford's Puppy Days.
Wow.
And Clifford, the regular show.
Yeah.
And to go from that to... then I would advise you to stop worrying about the rocks who have already decided to kill you, if you shall meet them, and worry more about me, who's still mulling it over. favorite line from the Avatar state. Oh my gosh. Book 2, episode 1. She just, oh my gosh. She says that because they're trying to dock her ship, and they can't because of some sort of legality or hold up at the port, and nobody says no to Azula. So that's why she was taking down the poor guy who was coming to tell her that they couldn't dock right away. So, but oh my gosh, Ash has Azula vibes. Seriously, I am just waiting for something to happen. I hope she doesn't hurt Carla, but she would not think twice before striking Victor. And I mean, she's like a snake, just laying and waiting.
Oh yeah. We have not seen the half of it, I don't think.
No.
This was just like a tiny glimpse.
Oh yeah. And Craig, we do not want you to hold back. Don't let Disney push you around. Or Disney Junior, sorry. We want the full effect of this woman.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously take your time and show it the way it's meant to be shown, but oh my gosh. So, but yeah, she just scared, really, just the way she answers Victor and the way she's not afraid to hurt him, I'm like, okay, this woman, you do not mess with her.
No. Oh no.
And what's really interesting, sorry you guys, but real life. What's really interesting about this also is that she seems to legitimately and sincerely love Carla.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that Carla is the one person in the world that she loves.
Oh yeah, she doesn't love Victor.
No.
She's just using him.
Yeah. You know, but I mean, Carla's her daughter.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and no matter how evil she is.
Right.
She's still a mom. And
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could sit here and talk about this woman all night, but I know we have other places to be and other parts of this episode to visit, so. But we want to hear your opinion. Like, go ahead, sorry.
I didn't think that I would like this storyline, you know? Like, I thought, oh, this is just gonna be, you know, boring, you know? But it wasn't. Like, I loved this storyline.
Me too.
You know, and I remember us talking, like, before the episode aired, and we're like, yeah, still gotta,
yeah, I'll admit it, yes.
You know, but then, I mean, it was like one of my favorite parts of the whole episode.
Mine too.
Like, it was just so good.
Oh, yeah.
And the couple soon make up as they can use the powerful spelling error Malvados in spelling error Avalor.
Okay, but before we move on, I know I keep saying that, but there is one thing we forgot.
What?
When Ash says, in order to use this properly, meaning the jewel from El Scepter de Noche, the Scepter of Night,
Yeah.
they need help from a princess.
Yes, meaning our girl.
Yeah, so that's setting up Naomi Knows Best. Because remember, they fall for a trap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this is just going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. And I hope that they do not hold back on Naomi Knows Best.
Me too. We do trust you, Craig. We know that you go all the way when you can, most of the time. Like, most of the time when you do, obviously. So,
yeah.
We know you're not... This is going to be awesome. And we'll be watching this one as many times as we watch Song Listed As.
Yes.
Well, almost as much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can't even... Like, I'm not even counting anymore with that, because I love it. I listen to it every night before I go to bed, or as I'm falling asleep.
Yeah.
And I've been using it for the last couple nights just because of stuff that's happened this week, and, you know, just to calm me, and it's just done wonders, and, you know, it's just an amazing, beautiful story, and we really can learn from, I know we said it before, but everyone needs to watch that, because it can really teach everyone a lesson that I think we've forgotten. You know, not everyone, obviously, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, sorry. So anyway, let's get back to this. So, then, we move away from this awesome storyline to...
Yeah, we covered this. I mean, this storyline is... You know, I mean, the part where she talks about the jewel, that's towards the end of the episode. So we've done... Yeah,
we covered everything with those guys for the most part.
Storyline.
Yeah, so just so you know, if we didn't miss anything, we're sorry. You know, let us know nicely, and then we'll, you know, come back to it next week when we review Luna's Big Leap.
Yeah.
And we'll fill it in, but just please be, you know, respectful about it. So anyway, alright, so... We get back to Via Estrella, and Elena is calling out to Quitamal's.
Yeah.
And he's like, you don't have to call out again, I've heard you.
Yeah. I love that he says that, like, every time.
I know.
Like, she should just stop calling out.
I know. Well, she can, well, no. Yes, but... Call out once so you don't get yourself thrown across the... You know what I mean? Seriously, but still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But once is enough, you know?
Yeah. But he always knows that she's coming.
I
so
know,
it's
that leads, can we talk about my favorite short for a second? In Adventures in Via Starea? Well, two of them. Fast Food and then Sleeping Sunbird. In Sleeping Sunbird, when they have to put the duende back in the jar, and she's like, you were awake this whole time? And he's like, the flames told me you were coming last week.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to I hope I'm saying your name right, sir. I'm not trying to botch it. My screen here says names completely wrong. Cheech Marin. You are amazing. Oh my gosh. I loved you in Lion King. And he played Bonsai, I'm pretty sure of it. And one of the hyenas. And Tito in Oliver and Company, which are my favorite Disney fairy people movies. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Favorite animal-centric movie. One of them besides Jungle Book. You were amazing in that. And you are amazing here. And I cannot wait to see more of Kid Mouse.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so he's like, you don't have to shout. You know, the flames told me you were coming. So she shows him her scepter, and it's like, can you fix it? And you can just hear like the desperation in her voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I love when she's like, and a broken scepter. And he's like, a broken scepter? Like, that's just, like, the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, yeah. And then he reveals that it's been touched by dark magic. And she, explains about Nueva Vista and all. And he explains he has to take he has to take it, he doesn't know how to fix it, but he can take it to someone who does, which I'm 99% guessing he's taken this thing, or he's taken the scepter to Kappa, Lama, and Hul.
Yeah.
Which only two of those birds will be fixing the scepter.
Yeah.
What were we doing? Oh yeah, we're fixing the princess's scepter. Oh my gosh. Oh man. And that is my second of the two nitpicks I have for this episode, is that we didn't see it.
I know, and I love, and then when Elena's like, how long will they have it? A day, a week, a year? And
yeah, she's like, a day, a week, a month, a year, and he's like, oh, it could be any one of those.
And again, you can just hear the panic in her voice. Like,
oh yeah, definitely. And so she's like, what do I do if someone else attacks Avalor in the meantime? How would I defend my kingdom, my familia? And he's like, well, I think I have something here. And he gives her a crystal tamborita.
And I love when because there's this, magic kind of
noise,
and it's like this, like, magic. I can't tell what it is because we don't see the whole thing. We just see kind of the top of the opening.
Okay.
And I love when he's, like, rummaging around and he pulls out a jar and he's like, I'm not letting you escape again.
Yes, and this is important, but we'll get there in a second. We didn't forget.
Yeah. And then he finds what he's looking for, but I just found that funny.
Yes, and yeah.
I felt like it was kind of like his, to go to Mary Poppins for a minute, his magic carpet bag.
Yes, or no, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not dismissing what you said. Or there is this Aladdin episode where Genie is trying to get something out of his lamp for Aladdin, and he tells someone to get out of his toilet. It's hilariously funny. And he's like, hey, you don't go swimming in there, and you hear the toilet flush, and I started laughing my head off. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually Love at First Sprite. So.
Okay.
But, so he hands Elena the tamborita, and Skylar looks at it like he's getting a Navidad gift.
I know. Yes.
So, and
meanwhile,
Vestia and Cruz are spying on them, and they see the jars, because Kita Moss is like, if one of these little creatures were to get out, it could mean disaster. We captured them because they wreaked havoc on Via Serea and caused damage and mischief and all this, so while he's, divulging this information, Vestia and Cruz are spying and listening, and, Vestia's like, that's good information to know.
Yeah.
So Kitamos, I'm sorry, so they come up with this plan to let one of these little buggers out, and then they'll capture it and, become heroes and be welcomed back with open wings. So, anyway, so back to Kitamos and Elena. So, he explains to Elena that she needs to not use the tambourita unless it's an emergency until she is trained by Mateo. So, so she promises, obviously, and with her, it's a pie crust promise. Easily made, easily broken.
Mm-hmm.
So she, she leaves, and he goes to take her scepter to, the Sunbirds. And I want to see them again, and I'm 99% sure we will see them again in season 3.
Yeah.
So, because remember when that press release came out with all the cast for season 2, and they said recurring, most of them were recurring, if not like 1 or 2.
Yes.
And these guys were recurring, which is awesome, because Whoopi Goldberg, oh my gosh, you do such a good job. Man, you are amazing. Oh my goodness. So he goes and they leave, and so they leave, and then basically Vestia and Cruz go into Kitamos's sanctum and end up unleashing what they called an Anchimon, which is a fire-starring creature, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I kind of started to get a little disappointed, because it wasn't huge.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't huge. It wasn't, it didn't start the fire. I mean, obviously I don't want anyone, really injured or dead, but at the same time, it didn't start the fire that I thought it was going to start.
I know. And I also thought that it was going to be in Avalor.
Yes. I mean, it could have spread if his powers were bigger. If they were more
I thought,
powerful.
I thought it was going to be huge, and starting fires in Australia and Avalor, I thought that Elena was going to be, racing back to the palace or to the school.
Yeah, so, to try and, obviously, save all the kids that are there, not just Isan, Christina, and Kike, but, all of them, and Senorita Andrea, Marisol. Sorry. My story world there. Sorry about that, you guys. Anyway, so, it's funny how easily that name came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But, anyway, sorry, Craig. Anyway, so, but I digress, she does not. So, they let this creature out, and, they think because it's small, they can capture it pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so, Vestia introduced herself, and she gets all, like, gentle. I was like, oh my gosh, I love her.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry, you guys. Anyway, yeah, I burp, and then your phone goes off.
I know.
But anyway, so, he gets away, and he keeps saying, Chantana, he keeps saying Chantana.
Yeah.
So, which leads to my favorite quote from Elena in the whole episode, or one of them, but that's later. So, he gets away, and they start chasing him, but then he starts fires. So, Elena and Skylar obviously see the fire, and they go to put out these lily pads from the water, or one of the streams, to do so, which I thought was really cool.
Me too, because it really showed Elena, having to problem solve without her scepter, and okay, what around here can I use to solve this problem?
Yeah, con no magica. Without magic.
Yeah. So, yeah, and she's solved problems before without her scepter, which is brought up in the song, but
yeah,
but most of the time she's had her scepter, and I love how they went the direction of, she's relying on her scepter.
Yeah.
Because she even says to Kitama, she's like, because when he tells her, she's like, he tells her there's other ways to solve problems.
Yeah.
You know, with magic, and she's like, well, it's the only way I know.
Yeah.
And you can just tell, like, she's become very reliant on her scepter.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm just glad that they're going this direction, because it's forcing her to, kind of think outside the box,
Oh, yeah.
And really figure out, that she can be a great leader and ruler, and, that her heart and her compassion, is what sets her apart from, other rulers, and that it's not just her scepter that sets her apart.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all. See you guys next time. No, I'm joking. I'm kidding, guys.
I know, summarize the entire lesson of the episode in 2 minutes.
Oh gosh.
Take it to the other sunburn. One of the many creeks. On their own. At the portal to Spelling Error Avalor, Elena and Skylar met by Spelling Error Virago. Only Spelling Error Virago's concern as the jungle has not been on.
Okay, so so they're about ready to leave, and they see. So they put this fire out, and then Virago shows up, and he explains about the Anchimon and what it does, and the fact that the jungle hasn't, or Viasede hasn't seen it or a creature like that for many years. Actually, since he was born or something or whatever, he mentions that his papa told him about it, but that he's never seen it. So they have to obviously catch it and put it back.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not like the fact that this is not coming on.
Huh.
Oh, there we go. Oh, excuse me. Goodness. Okay, so they're trying to put out the fires, and Elena thinks that she can use the Tamburita to put them out. And let's just say it does more harm than good. I don't know what it does because the summary I'm looking at to guide us is not telling me.
Well, one thing it does is it makes the Anjimon spin around like a tornado.
Oh, sorry, Mio.
It's okay. For all of you out there that are wondering, I almost experienced my second tornado this morning. Thankfully, I did not, and everything's good, but waking up at 5 in the morning and having to go stand in your basement is not fun.
I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah, me too.
I love you.
I love you too.
So, yeah, so it makes the Angemon spin around in a tornado. It does some other stuff. And Skylar keeps telling her to put it down.
Yeah, but she's not listening.
And finally he says, as Guardian of Avalor, I command you to put it down. And she comes back with, as Crown Princess, I refuse.
And she's holding it out. And she's holding her other arm up in the air.
So
she's, she's like, no, I am the Crown Princess and you are going to do as I say.
Yeah.
And she's never pulled rank like that.
She did it once before. And I'm blanking on the episode it is in, but I'm 99% sure she's done it once before.
Yeah.
And I think it was to Naomi, actually.
I think it was, but I can't remember which one now.
Sadly. But I mean, she could take it, obviously. I mean, she, but still. But yeah, so, she tries something else, obviously, and it doesn't work. And then she becomes very upset about the fact that she can't seem to fix anything, and everything she does turns out not the way that she wanted it to. And so they, and this is where the song comes in, and this is, I stand by what I said, it's called More Than Your Magic.
Yeah.
And I honestly think Elena should have had it to herself.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Skylar could have still, spoken to her and, encouraged her. That's not, what I had a problem with or anything. I just think the song that should have had solo.
Yeah, because it was, it was her, this episode was centered around her.
Mm-hmm.
And her learning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, she's explaining about how she did a lot of the things that Skylar is he brings up Chiroka, he brings up other things, and including King Hector.
Yeah.
And he obviously tries to explain to her that she obviously is more than her magic, and she's amazing in this song.
Love you.
She is amazing. Laura. Night, and you were on the podcast for everyone to hear.
Sorry about that.
You're good. He is awesome. I didn't mean to make him feel bad. I was just joking.
No, it's okay.
So there's your Becca Dad cameo for all you guys out there who have gotten used to those.
Yeah.
So she, obviously, she wants to help and, fix everything, and then she, realizes that Skylar is right and tries to figure out what to do. So, and back up, because I did forget something.
What?
Nobody's perfect. And that is right when the fires start, Cruz and Bestia are discovered and found out and arrested. But there's a really funny part where Vestia is like, it was all his idea, and Cruz is like, I'm not that smart.
Yeah. It goes back to the cave part where he's like, how are we going to get out of here? And Vestia's like, well, let's move the smaller rocks first.
I know. So, Cruz is just hilarious, and that is a testament to Mario Lopez's awesome acting ability.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So. Raja, the dog, is outside, not in the apartment. So, anyway, so they confess to what they did and why they did it. So Virago has them arrested. So then, they keep putting out the fires, and Elena, asks, he keeps realizing that the Anjumon keeps saying Chatana, and, Virago explains that a sorceress created him, and a winged sorceress created him, and that was his creator's name, and Elena is like, well, if he went Chatana, let's give him Chatana.
Yeah.
And so, I love the way she does that. They basically create this plan, and she is speaking through sort of like a megaphone.
Yeah, like a foghorn type thing.
Yeah.
One of those big, shells that you talk into and it, makes your voice echo.
If it means being pardoned for their crimes that they committed.
Sorry. That was really cool.
And
They had, I don't know how they did this, but they had, the image of the Chatana. They had it, outside, I think, the palace.
Right.
And so that's how, and then, so that's how they got the creature to come.
Before and during their time alive with spelling error, Shuriki, Fiero, and the spelling error.
Yeah, so Vestia and Cruz offered help in exchange for partnership. And Virago reluctantly agrees, so they, help out with this plan, and it works. They get the Anjumon back into the jar. And so then Virago tells Vestia and Cruz to go put out the rest of the fires, and they will be pardoned. So that's, they go and do that. And meanwhile, Virago thanks Elena for her help, and he tells her to leave the magic to the professionals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And suspicious of them, he lets them go to helping capture the fire imp. Thanks to Elena and Skylar, mistress, they are able to becoming infuriated as continue making amends with the rest of them. So,
let's stop here for a sec, because I actually thought Elena was going to be burned in the face.
Yeah. Because she's holding she's holding him, but the fire comes from the top of his head.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I thought so too. And she does say, hurry.
Yeah.
Because I think the fire is about to get her in the face.
Yeah.
Man,
and in my aftermath, it does. So.
Yeah, I wish that they could have gone that far. I mean, I don't want to see our girl hurt.
No, but at the same time, be realistic. And we're not saying 3rd degree burns here. We're, 2nd degree maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it like that for those of you who think, why are they saying that? Because no. You just heard what Becca said. We love her. It's just that we would like some more realism in here. And that would have been a realistic situation. She could have gotten ointment from a plant.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Or, you know, yeah, or like, you know, and we, like, I just, like, I'm tired of her, you know, getting injured or at not getting injured in this case, or when she is injured, she's better in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
So, with the exceptions being Return of Ekta somewhat, and Scepter of Light.
Yeah, yeah. That is what I wish they would go back to. Because she wasn't okay in 5 minutes.
No, she wasn't.
It was really...
I know, and I just would have wanted that realism.
Yeah, I know. Me too. And I just, you know, I hope that they go back to that. They did so well with that in season 1.
Yes.
You know, and like, in, you know, going back to the Song of the Sirenas, like, going off again.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I know everything seems to be okay because no one's, like, banging on my door.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, going back to Song of the Sirenas, you know, when she gets thrown into the water, and Marisa, you know, obviously followed her, so that's why she knows where she is, and she...
Yeah, but, I mean, they could have easily had her, you know, I mean, I know she had to do the rest of the battle.
Yeah.
You know, to be the killer, to kill Shrieky.
Yeah.
But she's still, I mean, because Elena's, you know, she's a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
You know, she was going to do it injured or not.
Right, right.
But, I mean, that blast was powerful. You know, it should have done more than just knock her unconscious in the water.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it could have easily hit her in the chest.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I mean, I know we're sitting here, you know, like, saying all the ways that Elena should have gotten injured. And, I mean, like I said before, we love our girl.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're just looking, and I know that this is fantasy and, you know, but there's, you know, this show also does really well with having some realism in it. And I feel like, you know, there are moments where that could be the case, but they don't do that.
Yeah. But like I said, you'll see in my well, a version of it, she does. So,
yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, so they catch the Anchimalonal and they put him back in the jar, and Elena, you know, takes him back to Kitamos. So she puts him down, and you know, and there, you know, she gives back the tambourita, and it's like, you know, give this someone who can actually use it. I'm done with it. You know, I'll be okay. And she thanks him and is about to leave, and he's like, wait, you know, I need to tell you something. The flames were just talking about you. And
silent meditation with the
so
sacred fire, but just as they are about, fire speaks to who reveals to Elena that the great test it had.
And he mentions that her test isn't over. And this is what we had been suspecting all along, that Shrieky was a red herring, and she defeating her was not Elena's test.
Yeah.
And you know, and I love our girl when she's like, I bet the flames are impressed about how I defeated Shrieky, huh?
Yeah. She's like, were the flames impressed?
Yeah, I know.
She was like so happy
with herself. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And and he's like, that wasn't your test. There's a darkness spreading. It's going to spread over the entire kingdom. It's small now, but it's going to get bigger. And I just wanted to hug her.
I know, she sounded so defeated and so scared.
I know, and she's like, haven't I been through enough? Wasn't defeating Shariki enough? And I've been where she is, and I don't mean obviously in those circumstances, but I know exactly how that feels. And
yeah.
I just wanted
Me too.
I definitely just wanted to hug her.
Me too.
And so, and he's like, the test that will determine whether you can become queen, you must pass it, or Avalor will fall to darkness. And I was, so, and then she obviously tells Skylar she doesn't need a temper, that she has him, to help. And, they watch the flames, and that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
So, I give this an 8 out of 10.
Me too.
So, I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Me too. Though she has more than just Skylar. She has Naomi.
Oh, yeah.
She has...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she does. So.
And she has Mateo.
Uh-huh. When she really gets in a jam that nobody else can get her out of.
Yeah.
Last resort.
Yeah.
So, and, oh yeah, she has Marisa and Marzel, but they're part of her familia, so. At least in our version of stuff, they are.
Yeah, no, canon, they're not.
Yeah, they're not, but she still has them.
Yeah, she does. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And her parents are watching over her, too.
Oh, yeah. And
we cannot wait till they come back.
I know, yes, I'm so excited.
Me too, that's gonna be awesome.
No.
But, oh my gosh. Alright, well, we will see everyone later. Our next review, which will be next week, we will post it on Saturday. It will be Luna's Big Leap.
Yep.
So, until then, any questions or comments, respectful comments, you can send them to spiritofAvalorpodcast@gmail.com.
Or comment on YouTube.
Yeah, comment on YouTube. We'll see either and answer them. And adios.
Adios.